Never got close enough.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll explore how the wall has impacted various women. From a virgin in her 30s still living with her parents, to another who complains that men no longer make an effort to win her over. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to reach 150,000 subscribers before March, and with your support, we can make it happen. Don't forget to leave us your comments and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Now, let's get started.
So I'm a nearly 30-year-old virgin living at my parents' house, and I'm going to tell you the one reason why I still think I'm single. So the number one reason why I still think I'm single is because I've been attracted to the wrong guys. I would get insane chemistry with guys that are unavailable, very exciting, very unpredictable, love bombing, will like give me gifts, give me compliments, and I would get sucked into this. And then by the time I've decided I'm interested, they aren't interested anymore and they are addicted to the chase. So recently I realized this through therapy and YouTube videos that I no longer want to be attracted to these guys. And so I'm currently doing a lot of work to change this and realizing actually that's not the type of guy I want, because usually they are players, they are very charming, they're very good at picking up girls, but they're not very good for long-term relationships, which is something that I'm looking for.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
As you all know, the wall doesn't forgive. This is the typical woman who is looking for the 666 of the apocalypse. A man who earns six figures, is 6 feet tall, and has a six-pack. The 666 from hell. She makes it clear herself. She likes players, unstable men, the bad boys. According to her, she's a virgin. But it seems these men start the game of courting her, and when she makes it difficult for them, they get tired and walk away. That's the point when she starts to get interested. Now she's almost 30 years old and feels like her time is running out. The opportunity to start a family is slipping away, and her preferences have changed. Not because she's stopped liking that other type of man, but because she's looking for a beta provider who can offer long-term financial stability. But let's continue.
So if this is something that you found yourself being attracted to, then the best thing to do is acknowledge it. And once you realize it, you can go on dates. And if you see those signs, you can actually be like, "This isn't what I'm looking for." I'm actually wanting a guy that's going to be marriage material. And unfortunately, that can sometimes seem a bit more boring. They aren't going to be this unpredictable excitement. I think a lot of what you're attracted to is usually to do with your childhood. So that's something to dive into. Once you acknowledge it, then you can start to rewire your brain and your nervous system and be like, actually, a little bit boring or relaxing is what you want. And they should be like a warm fireplace, not fireworks. I heard that on YouTube and I just thought that was so amazing, because you don't want someone that's going to be up and down, unpredictable, cheating on you and all that crazy stuff. So look for a warm fireplace and someone that maybe is more of a slow burn, and that's what I'm doing. So I'll keep you updated. Peace.
This confirms why so many women get divorced. When a woman enters her 30s, she feels societal pressure and starts looking for a partner in a more rational than emotional way. She admits it herself. She used to like Chads, the men who took her on an emotional roller coaster. But now, as she reaches her 30s, she's looking for financial stability. This leads her to choose the boring man, the one who doesn't excite her but can give her the ring and the much-desired stability, the beta provider. The problem is that being with someone solely for stability, knowing you don't really like them, inevitably ends in divorce. She might go through with it once she gets the ring or has kids, knowing she can later receive money from him. As a man, I don't think this is right. The idea of a woman choosing me solely for what I can provide, and not because she genuinely likes me, is troubling. Brothers, protect yourselves from women like this. That's why I always say, the wall doesn't forgive.
Please don't catcall me unless you're attractive.
Wait, what did they say? Let's hear that again.
Please don't catcall me unless you're attractive.
Okay. Yeah, that's really what they said.
Unless you're a 7, 8, 9, or 10. If you're a 10, you're probably not catcalling.
Yeah, no. No, tens don't catcall. In fact, gentlemen don't catcall. Let's even take it a step further. No person should be catcalling another. That's not what people that know how to conduct themselves actually should be doing. Anyone that has manners would actually know better.
But don't do it. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that unless you're sexy.
Isn't that just lovely? What a wonderful example that is of how perception really does matter. Because if a person is considered to be attractive, their actions could possibly be considered to be flirtatious. While on the other hand, if they're not considered to be attractive, their actions may be perceived as just harassment.
Stop it.
Totally. There's a very fine line between a compliment and harassment, and that line is drawn based on the man's attractiveness. If a man is unattractive, it's harassment. If he's attractive, even if he says something 100 times worse, it's perceived as a compliment. These types of women are the worst. They dress in revealing clothing to get the attention of men on the street, and when they get it, they insult those who try to approach them. They do all this just to feed their ego. That's why, when a Chad comes along and ends up breaking their heart, I don't feel sorry for them. They're the first ones to humiliate a man who isn't attractive, even if he approached them with good intentions. The double standard is obvious, and these behaviors only serve to reinforce that hypocrisy.
I'm 30, I'm single, I have no kids, and I really sometimes I'm like, is this what this I'm Barbie? I'm Barbie. Hi Barbie. I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want to. I don't have anybody to answer to. If I want to go spend $1,000 and get my lips done, I can. If I want to not show up to work for a week and go to France, I can. If I decide that I want to save all my money and buy myself Barbie's dream house, I get to do that. Don't let people tell you that just because you're single or just because you don't have a family or just because you don't have kids or because you don't have, like, whatever your circumstances are, don't let that be a reason why you're not happy, dude. Your life is great. Your life is wonderful. Your life is perfect. It's always working out for you and it's never working against you.
No, your life isn't amazing. It's boring. When I met my wife, she had a similar mindset. She believed she could take on the world on her own. One day, after we were already in a relationship, she confessed to me that although at the time she thought doing whatever she wanted was freedom, the reality was that it made her deeply unhappy. Today, she values having a man who leads her, guides her, and cares about her well-being. Women with that kind of mindset are often lonelier than the sun at noon. They can do it all, travel, spend, live their life. But even in the most romantic city in the world, loneliness makes everything feel empty. That's why they turn to therapy, antidepressants, and surround themselves with friends to avoid facing reality. The fear of being alone intensifies when they see their friends getting married. The rhetoric sounds nice in theory, but in practice, it's unfulfilling. My advice: invest in the potential of an average man, because time passes and the wall doesn't forgive.
So, can someone tell me why guys just aren't trying anymore? They can't even take us out for like a simple date. I keep seeing on the internet how everyone keeps getting treated. And I'm just like, we can't even get the bare minimum. And it's really sad that it's like a universal kind of experience. Like, it's so easy to please us. I would enjoy just someone visiting me at work and bringing me my favorite coffee.
Have we all suddenly forgotten when women collectively decided to choose the bear over men? Or how we've overcorrected SA allegations and basically men need consent just to look in your direction, or he's going to be facing false allegations or charges against him for SA? And let's not forget that y'all want men to be blowing up your phone, but not blowing up your phone too much to where he's a creep, but not too little to where it's not enough effort. And that's confusing as fuck for any human being. Y'all want maximum effort with minimal reciprocation. Like basically, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And you want a guy with a sense of humor, but when he hits you with the dad joke on a dating app, now he's weird and that was so unoriginal and you know, he's giving you the ick.
And the funny thing is you always want to talk about a man's lack of effort, but do women not do the exact same thing? They stop putting in effort, and a man comes home to a woman in leggings and sweatpants. But when y'all started dating, you were dressing up, you were putting in that same effort. But y'all never want to talk about the amount of women that drop off in their own effort. And let's not even get into the amount of intimacy that drops off in relationships, because women start out sexualizing themselves and they give out so much sex in relationships. And then guess what? That drops off as well. But y'all also don't want to have that kind of conversation about effort. And what's even more confusing is the way that women will say, like, don't introduce me to a vibe you can't maintain, even though the women's expectations is exactly that. It's a vibe that men cannot maintain, which is why the effort drops off and suddenly he's not doing enough. Women love to be love bombed, and then when it stops, they're confused as to why, because they have unrealistic expectations to be treated like a Disneyland fairy tale for the rest of their life, and it's not realistic. And it's because of social media. It's because of the people around them telling them that they deserve the most, and the most is not realistic. People still have jobs. People still have feelings. Men still have mental health issues. Y'all don't even want to take that into consideration because you're all about me, and this sense of entitlement that these men owe you shit and they don't owe you anything. Women have set the standard and now they're unhappy with the standard. Okay, bye.
I should have just walked away. That's the reality many men face today. Why? Because the bare minimum effort these women demand is exactly what they're unwilling to give in return. When a man invites them on a simple date like having coffee, they reject him. If he takes the time to message them, they leave him on read because they're not interested. And if a man looks at them, it's already considered harassment. They're obsessed with social media, idealizing fake relationships and believing they deserve a 10 out of 10 man, while their beauty and attitude don't meet those standards. They want the man to bring everything to the table, while they only offer their presence, one that, on top of it all, deteriorates over time. They demand unrealistic standards, but aren't willing to offer anything in return. That's why I always say, if a woman doesn't treat you like her best option, she doesn't care about you. If it's not reciprocal, don't stay. The ones who complain the most about men not putting in effort are the same ones who have never made an effort to take care of one. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are some questions for you. Is the effort in a relationship truly reciprocal these days? Are unrealistic expectations ruining dating? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from The Wall.